Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My name is Gabby and I quit my job to start my own business. My business is called Living Yellow Design Co. and it is a branding and social media management company. And right when this video is going up, I've just about finished my first month in business as a business owner, working for myself, working with clients, not having a stable 9-to-5 job. And I thought I'd make this video to kind of share my story and maybe connect with some people that could relate to my story. Just take you guys along on my journey with me. I will be using this channel to share tips, advice, answer any questions that you guys have about branding, social media, business. But today, like I said, I'm going to be sharing my story, starting the beginning of my journey with you guys, and then hopefully you will be able to learn from my mistakes, take my tips, and apply it in your own life in any way that you can, and it'll hopefully be a helpful tool for you guys. I will be going through kind of my career so far. I'm still pretty young. I'm going to be 24 in 2 months, but I have about 3 years experience in the real world, kind of building my career. So I'm going to be talking about my background, and then how I knew it was time to quit my 9-to-5 job, and then how I got my first real clients, and then also how the last month has been, and finally my plans for this year and my goals for my business. I don't want to make a long intro, I want to just get right into it, but I do want to let you know if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I will get back to you as soon as possible to answer any questions that you may have. No secrets here. Also, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with my content. So let's start kind of with my journey. First of all, I've always wanted to have my own business. When I was younger, I would come up with business ideas, like stupid ones obviously, but I'd always be coming up with business ideas. I always want to own my own business. I always wanted to be my own boss. My dream was always to have a product-based business, which isn't what I have currently, but that could potentially be in the future. This is just how I'm kind of starting off, getting off on my own, because service-based businesses, you don't have to have a lot of stock or inventory, so you don't have to put a lot of money in up front. But my dream is always have product-based, just because I love physical things and I love packaging and the experience the customer gets when they open up their package from a business. But I always had an entrepreneurial spirit ever since I was young, ever since I can remember. I didn't go to college for business. I don't know why. I didn't think it was possible for me to have my own business, I guess. I didn't really know all the types of business models you can have. So I think that back then, if I knew what was the possibilities were, I probably would have gotten a degree in business or marketing or something like that. I got a degree in advertising and public relations, which is helpful because it is a pillar of marketing. I had no idea when I started my business about financial stuff or just really anything. But that's okay. I am a firm believer in you can make anything you want happen if you work hard and acquire the knowledge that you need. You don't have to know it all to start, but as long as you're willing to learn as you go throughout the process, then you're good to go. But basically, I got my college degree, I got a job working as a social media and marketing specialist at a really, really small company. They paid me nothing. I was making $13 an hour right out of college at my first job. I didn't really realize that wasn't a lot of money. I still lived at home. I still do live at home with my parents, which at first it was something I wasn't really happy about, moving from college back home, but now I'm super grateful, and it has proved itself to be a very wise decision financially and career-wise, because I wouldn't have been able to start my own business if I had rent to pay or a mortgage to pay or something. Anyway, they were paying me nothing. Even though I lived at home, I still had bills, I had student loans, but I did learn a very valuable skill at this job, and that was graphic design. Because, fun fact, if you are in the marketing, advertising, PR niche, small business owners think that also means graphic design. So my first day on the job, I taught myself Photoshop, and I ended up doing very well at the company, as in my boss really liked my work. She hired a few actual graphic designers that had a degree in graphic design, and she liked my work better whereas I had no training, no formal education with graphic design, but I think I just kind of have that ability and skill. I think it's kind of just creativity and knowing what looks good and what doesn't look good is kind of just a talent that I have, like a gift. So I'm grateful for that job because it really did set me on a different course for my career, and I did learn some valuable skills. However, since it paid me nothing, I had to get another job, and I worked at my first job for a little over a year. Right when the pandemic hit, I was still working at that job. So last year I got a new job in May of 2020 and started working there. I really liked it. I was doing basically the same thing: social media, email campaigns, and like graphic design work. So I really enjoyed it, but I knew it wasn't my forever job because I always had this thought in the back of my mind of having my own business and working for myself and just having the freedom of no cap on my salary, like having this financial freedom, the ability to have financial freedom, and also have time freedom, like have total control over my own time and location. Like I could work anywhere if I was an online business. Also during this time, my old boss, my first boss, had me she asked me if I would do some work for her on the side because, like I said, she really liked my work and couldn't find anybody else, any other graphic designers that she really liked as much as me. So I guess she's technically my first client, but I don't know if I really count her as my first official client. I was doing freelance work for her on the side. I was working at my other job, and that was fine for a little while. Then my one coworker at the job I was working at, kind of unbearable. I'm not gonna get into specifics, but he was just made my life miserable. I have a lot of anxiety in general, so I wasn't eating for like weeks at a time because it was just, I had so much anxiety because of this one coworker. So I was like, okay, I have to get out. And around my last month of my old job, I got my first official freelance client because I was like, I'm gonna start a freelance-based, service-based business, and so I got my first official client that was paying me consistent money and like decent money. And how I found him is actually, I had started another business idea, but it was a product-based business. I started like 2-ish years ago, and I was making YouTube videos about that, and he actually found me on YouTube. We became friends, and we're like, you know, just like talking for a few months just about business stuff and just about life. And then he knew that I did social media management, so he asked me to run his Facebook group for him. So he was my first official client, and it's just really interesting because I wasn't big on YouTube. I didn't have a big following. I think I maybe had 20 subscribers, I don't know, but it is amazing that you don't have to have a ton of followers or a ton of these vanity metrics to actually get clients and get people to buy your product or your service. So that's how I got my first official client. But I thought, okay, I have this one client that he pays me a flat rate fee every month, and then I have my old boss where she would pay me hourly, so it was kind of a different rate every month. But I was like, I think I'm just gonna go for it. This isn't enough to really sustain me for that long, but I think if I put the pressure on myself to find more clients and put myself out there, that I will be able to build up a business to replace my 9-to-5 income. So I didn't wait until my side hustle replaced my income. I just kind of deep dove into it and just decided to go all in. Partially because I thought that that was the only way to kind of kick up the heat. For me personally, I do better under pressure, I think. Also because my coworker was just so unbearable that I just had to quit. So that's basically my story in a nutshell of my career till now. And now I'm just gonna kind of talk about my first month in business. So I started my business right at the end of December 2020, so it has officially been almost a month of me just working full-time by myself, and I'm excited about the decision. I'm glad I made the decision, but it's also very scary for a few reasons. One, it's hard being your own boss. It's hard keeping yourself accountable. It's hard to do stuff, content creation for my own personal business, because I'm not seeing a direct correlation between creating content and getting income now, but I have to build my social media channels, my streams of like marketing, so that I do get paying clients. So it's hard in that aspect to push through creating all this content, all this free content for people and not seeing an initial return on my investment right away, but I know that in the long run it will help me out tremendously. It's hard. I'm pretty good at prioritizing and time management, but it's really hard even for somebody who's good at it. It's really hard when you work for yourself and every day is kind of the same. When you work from home, you don't have to go into an office. You kind of, every day you kind of get up later and later, which I'm getting better about, getting up at the same time every day, but it's really hard by Friday to wake up at the same time you woke up on Monday. My days are different because I start working later. I used to start at 8 a.m. Now I kind of do my mindfulness, my like reading a book, reading the Bible, and working out before I start my workday. So that sets me back till about 10 or 10:30 a.m. I don't start. And then I kind of stop working around the evening sometimes, and then I'll start working again like at 10 o'clock at night. And that's hard because even though I do work well at night and I like working at night, sometimes I look at the clock, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and then it kind of trips me up for the next day. So all that's really hard to just get control of, and that's personal management and accountability, but I'm someone who is good at that and it's hard. So that was a learning curve. It was hard to get all my business stuff in order. Like I needed to register as an LLC and then file taxes as an S Corp. You have to pay for both those. I used an ink file. Recommend ink file because I only had to pay $50 for each. And if you are an LLC, I recommend filing your taxes as an S Corp. It even says it in your ink file dashboard because you get, I think you get taxed less on income tax or something because you're a corporation. Look into that. That's a little tip if you have a small business. And then you have to get your EIN number. If you go through the IRS, it's $300, but I used my corporation, I think it's called, and I found a promo code and I just had to pay a shipping fee, which was $30. So do that if you need an EIN number. Then I had to get a business banking account, business bank account. I had to set up an accounting software. I use Sunrise, it's free and I can invoice people. And then my business bank account, I use Bluevine. I'll link all of this in the comments or in the description too if you want to check out all the stuff that I've used. I also need to get a business credit card, which I haven't yet. And then you have to figure out how, once you get money flowing in, how you split that up between saving for taxes, saving, for business, and then also paying yourself. So getting all that stuff in order for someone who doesn't have a business background is kind of hard, but there's so much information on YouTube or online, or you can get a book. I'm sure you can get Business for Dummies, which will help you out. It's also kind of difficult to, I kind of mentioned this, like I said, work on my own, building my personal business with the content, like the social media, my website, and like marketing my personal business, and also trying to find clients at the same time and doing client work. That was something that was difficult for me. And getting my offers in order. I know what I can do, but to put together packages for other people to like pitch to them as offers, it's kind of difficult because you're like, well, I can do this, but you don't know everything that you should include to give the most value. It's hard to figure out how to price your stuff. All that was difficult to figure out. Basically this month I got as much business stuff in order as I could. I'm focusing a lot on content creation, hence this YouTube video. I'm trying to market on TikTok, on Instagram, and on YouTube. The good thing is like you can recycle content for Instagram and TikTok. You can kind of use the same content, so that has been easier. YouTube, I'm also hoping to launch a podcast. That's one of my goals for this year. That's what I've been working on this month, and also client work as well, and trying to pitch to clients. My goals for this year is to, one, fully and consistently replace my monthly 9-to-5 income, hopefully surpass that too. About halfway there, so this month I'm making about half of what I made at my 9-to-5 job, which is good because when I was working at a 9-to-5 job, I got paid twice a month on average, one of my paychecks would just go towards saving. So half of my income would be for bills and like spending and stuff. So now that I just don't have that portion to save for this month, but I'm hoping in the next few months I'll be able to like build that, fully replace my 9-to-5 income. Another goal is to grow my following on social media, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Build an email list so that I can help as many people as possible, not just my own clients, but just other social media managers or graphic designers in general, or small business owners. Like I said, I also want to launch my podcast, which will kind of be the same type of content as on my YouTube channel, just at a different platform, because I personally like listening to podcasts better than watching YouTube videos nowadays, but some people prefer the other. That also, another one of my goals is to create a bunch of digital products as passive income streams so that I can just open up another stream of income for my business. So that's basically my story. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, leave a comment below if you're confused about anything, if you have any questions, if you're starting a business and want some advice from somebody who's like currently going through it, you know, just anything in general. Leave questions below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, like I said, to stay up to date with my content and to follow along on my journey, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!